Greetings, my friends, and welcome on back to another episode of Minecrafting with Ultra. I am Ultra. I hope you all have had a fantastic holiday season. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope your Christmas was good. I hope your New Year's was good. I hope your whatever you do was good. I also hope you're ready for today's episode because I've got some pretty super cool plans planned, and you guys are just going to have to sit there and deal with it. Because we have this chunk of land here, and if you'll notice, it's the only spot that is separating this cliffside from this cliffside that is not yet done. You may also notice that it is the perfect spot for a lighthouse. That's right, house. I can't really see in my head, in my imagination, anything else that would go here better than a lighthouse. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this down here. Go ahead and grab ourselves some of these guys here, and let's see what we can come up with. There, see, and now we have this. Let me explain you real quick. So we've got the lighthouse. That's what this big tower part here is. Here, let's go over there. So this thing's gonna be huge. This is really gonna be a landmark here. And also it's gonna be, we're gonna go with that same kind of color scheme as we went with those buildings there. I want it to feel like this was kind of like a state-sponsored building, you know, like the local government here. They wanna make sure that the ships get through so the goods and services can come and flow smoothly and easily. So they commissioned this lighthouse to help make sure that nobody crashes on the rocks, because you don't want that. So that's what we've got. We've got lighthouse. This is going to be like a big stone foundation, this bottom box here, and then up here is going to be the actual lighthouse, and we'll put something cool up on top. I don't want to spoil it yet, even though you've probably already seen it in the thumbnails. So this other part over here, this little boxy part down here, is going to be a foundation for the house part of the lighthouse. You got your light, you got your house. Together they make lighthouse. And I guess if you look from over here, you can kind of see it a little bit clearer. But yeah, so we'll have a little house here. We might even do a little bit of maybe like a little bit of a staircase coming down to like a boathouse down here. Might be kind of cute. Nothing big, nothing, you know, no ships or anything like that, but maybe a small little sailboat or something. You know, maybe we'll have some buoys out here, and whoever runs the lighthouse, maybe it'll be his job. He'll have to come out and check on the buoys and stuff like that. So could do a little boat right there. But now that we have it this far, we have to add a few more details. Mainly, I think I'd like to finish fleshing out everything. We've got this bit of a wire frame here, and I'd like to fill in the walls. I'd like to maybe even get the texturing done if we can, and get the full shape of this thing finished out, fleshed out, get the roof in, and that'll give us a much better idea of what it's going to look like, and we can go from there. This is kind of how I do my builds. I start with an idea, and then I build on that idea, and then I just keep building and keep building and keep building until it becomes what I want. So let's go ahead and get this mama fleshed out a little bit more. Update time. We've got the main part of the structure completely like built. I think I've got the shape that I want. I think I got the colors that I want. There's a little bit more texturing we're gonna have to do at the top, but that's gonna come for later. I think the next thing we're gonna have to do is work on access. And by that, I mean like the stairs and stuff and hallways and doors on the interior, not down here. Down here is just where I'm kind of keeping my stuff. But what I mean is up here. I think we're gonna turn this into a little bit of a walkway. So we'll have like a guardrail that kind of wraps around this. And I think I wanna use acacia trapdoors because to me, it kind of looks like a rusty iron, and I think that'll be a nice effect right here next to the sea. As far as the interior goes, where the scaffolding is, I think we'll do a spiral staircase that goes most of the way up, maybe to here-ish, and then we'll have the first floor here, and then from here, it'll just be a ladder the rest of the way up to the top. Because like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna have some cool stuff up here at the top. I need to go sleep though. So of course we still have to do windows and things like that, but we're taking it one step at a time. Another access point that I'm thinking about is getting down to the boathouse here, which I'm super happy with how this turned out so far. I've actually never done a boathouse like this before, and I think so far it's actually turning out kind of cute. Obviously it still needs a lot more details, but one of the things I'm thinking about is the access to it, like a staircase. I thought about having something something inside coming from the basement there. But also I think we'll have maybe like another dock that sticks out here, and we'll have a staircase that kind of wraps around and goes on top of the rocks, on top of the cliff here, and meets up with the main staircase that gives you access to the rest of the lighthouse. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Dude, I mean, that didn't even take that long. And now it rains. Oh well, because we're going inside. First thing you'll notice here though, I did add this brick retaining wall to the stairs on the outside here, just to kind of tie it into town a little bit. And I also added the acacia railing like I talked about. And then we'll go inside and get out of the rain here, because we've got the spiral staircase complete all the way to this top layer here. And then from here, we take our ladder up to the tippy top. But we're not ready to be up here yet. Still, I'm saving that. No windows or nothing like that yet. At this point in time in the build, I like to come in and do what I've done here. I like to make sure that I have access to all the different parts of the build that I want access to. And I like to work out a couple of the rough basics of the interior, like stairs. Stairs are a big one. Doorways, where those are gonna be, that's another big one to me. But basically just making sure that everything's connected and everything makes sense. If we go down here, I wanted this to look like they kind of carved this little basement staircase out of the rock itself. And this takes you from the house part of the lighthouse down to the boathouse. And this thing is going to be super fun once we get to decorating this here. But I love the way that it looks like it's kind of chiseled out of the cliff there. And we'll work on that and make it look even better too in a bit. Coming back up, if we continue the stairs, we go back to the bedroom. But then I also put this doorway here that's going to take us out to the front area there. And we'll have maybe a little awning or an overhang or something there, just to kind of keep you protected from the elements and stuff like that. And then I also built the staircase that I was talking about, just to have an outside access to the boathouse. Maybe not everybody that comes down here is going to be coming through the lighthouse keeper's quarters. You know, maybe that's his personal residence. Maybe if he's got a delivery, a shipment of tools or something like that, maybe he wants them brought down here into the boathouse this way. Sorry about the rain, but I just wanted you guys to be able to get this view of it too. So the next step is kind of the finalization process, knocking out windows, adding our final little detail bits here and there, and making sure this thing looks exactly how we want to look. Of course, I also have to do the cliffs, and I want to do a cool little thing on this beach here, but I think we're going to do that in the form of a time lapse after the rain. I can't wait to show you guys this one. It turned out so good. And I guess we're going to start down here at the bottom and we're going to work our way up. The way this thing came together was pretty cool to me, in my opinion. It started with the idea of I wanted a lighthouse here. I also knew that I didn't want my dudes in my land to have access to electricity yet. I don't know why, just lore-wise, I don't want them to have electricity here. So then the problem became, how do I make a realistic looking lighthouse that doesn't rely on electricity for the light? And the solution that I came up with was it burns wood. So if we start down here at the bottom, we got this little porch area here, and we've got a nice little area for chopping wood, a bunch of extra logs down here, kind of hidden away under this tarp. And then of course there's a big old crane up there that sticks out the side just to help them get the logs up. That way they don't have to carry them all the way up. Not much else out here except access to the boathouse and to the interior of the lighthouse, but we'll get there shortly. For now, I think we'll go up this way. Got more logs chilling here, and that's pretty much the majority of what this place is. Like if we come to the inside of this, there's just logs everywhere. Piled up logs, piled up wood, made it look like they got extra wood chilling here. Got shelves with more wood, all the wood. So like I showed you guys earlier, the staircase takes you all the way up to that first level, which now has even more wood. Wow. But it's also got the crane here that sticks out and goes down and brings the logs up. From here, they do have to kind of manually lug them up there. But if we go up the ladder here, we've got the actual light of the lighthouse, and there's not much room to get around up here at all. In fact, you can't go anywhere other than this little spot right here. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. Like I said, I wanted to use fire to represent the light in this lighthouse, and I've never really played around with glass in this way to try and make fire look like that, and I think it turned out pretty cool, especially from a distance. If you actually do take the time to climb all the way up here, I wanted it to look like there was still some logs that were burning and there was some ash and stuff like that around, and I figure if the fire ever starts to die down, the guys, they got their logs here. Whoever runs the lighthouse, they can grab a few and kind of run up here and just toss them up there onto the fire and keep it burning through the night. And I do love the way it looks. I love how it looks like it burned away at the lighthouse a little bit, like it's kind of ashy and soot covered. Next thing we'll do is we'll go inside the house part of the lighthouse. We do have this little area here. That way there's a covered area that goes from the house into the lighthouse. And then we've got what I consider to be kind of the front door, the main door entrance to the house here. Whoops, going this way. And you come into the kitchen, pretty standard stuff. My interiors, if you've seen them before, you should recognize most of this. We got a nice sink, we got a nice little furnace cooking area here and a place to sit. In here, we've got the bedroom. I went with a nice little bunk bed setup in here. And then down here, this is actually my favorite part. Like I showed you guys earlier, I wanted this to be like it was carved out of the rock below the lighthouse, just so they could have access to the boathouse and to the front porch here. But I also gave them a latrine. That's right. Yeah, they got their own little toilet here. Let's go down to the boathouse though, because this thing is super, super cute. I love the way this turned out. Originally, I was gonna build like a tiny little custom boat in here, but I thought it looked kind of cute actually having the Minecraft boat in here. I threw some barrels over into the water just to make it look like they had tipped off and they were floating away maybe. And then over here I put like maybe some fishing bait or something like that, and just some other barrels piled up here. I was gonna extend this dock out that way and have it stick out. That way there was a bit more room for another boat here. But ultimately I changed my mind on that. I think I decided that I like the tide pool here a lot better than I like the idea of covering it up with another dock. And I think this turned out pretty neat. I wanted it to look like kind of just like a rocky little shore here and have it blend kind of into the grass a bit. I think that was the right call though. I do like having this here. I think it looks pretty neat. We've got another one over there, and so it also helps kind of tie everything in together. I think that's it though. I think that's the whole shebang. I was gonna do a lot more in this episode. I was gonna do a lot less, but I figure I had time over the holidays. I kind of took my time and had some fun with it. We don't have much left to do, and then this place is gonna be done, and we're gonna be turning our attention back that way to the city. We might take a short detour back at spawn. We might do something there. I'm not yet sure. We'll see. For now though, I will say, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I do hope you had a happy, safe, fun New Year and Christmas holiday season. Make sure and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode and the build. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you did like the video. Subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss more of this super epic content. And I will see you guys next time.